Jerking my eyes skyward, I spot several dark shapes swooping toward me. The two uglies following me have reached the top deck as well. I've been in bad spots before, but this one may be the worst yet. My only weapons are speed and maneuverability. Even after all these years, I have no idea how to fight these creatures. I've adopted a hide-at-all-costs philosophy when it comes to these otherworld experiences. Standing my ground, I wait for these monsters to reach me. A familiar golden shimmer zooms in front of me, leaving a trail of gold dust in its wake. I swat at the reoccurring nuisance. The flittering light appears from time to time, but since I've never figured out what it is and it doesn't seem to want to hurt me, it isn't a priority. Refocusing my attention, I start to piece together a messy plan of action. If I can draw the two shadow beasts away from the stairwell, I might be able to get back on the ground. I'll run into the nearest building if I have to. Who cares if I draw people's attention? This is a matter of survival. Sweat trickles down my spine as time stretches. A little closer, you ugly fat blobs. As if hearing my thoughts, the shadows start toward me. I flick my gaze upward. The ones in the sky haven't slowed their descent. It's as if the beasts on the ground and in the air are in a race to reach their prize. Me. They're going to converge on me at once. I'll be the loser that ends up a pancake beneath them. 3, 2, 1, now! When the shadow beasts are only a hair's breadth away, I dive to the right, tuck into a somersault, and spring to my feet. The ground shakes as their forms collide, but I don't glance behind me to survey the carnage, or to see what is following me or how closely. Instead, I sprint for the stairs and pray I'm fast enough. The stairwell is only feet away. I'm going to make it. Just as the tip of my toe passes over the threshold, something slams into me from the side, sending me flying into a nearby car. I crash into the driver's side of a silver sedan, breaking the window and leaving an Emberly-sized dent in the door. Landing with a thud, my forehead slaps the concrete. My view of the color-drenched world blinks in and out, but with stubborn will alone, I remain conscious. This isn't how I'm going to go out. I've survived 17 torturous years with my body and freedom intact. I plan to keep myself alive for years to come. I shove off the ground and bounce to my feet. My head's angry with that move, but I tell it to shut up. Only 2 creatures still stalk me. It appears the others are battling each other. I can't be sure what's happening, but to my eyes, the monsters look to be viciously ramming into each other. It would be comical if it wasn't a life-or-death situation. The 2 that aren't engaged in a weird game of bumper cars come at me from the front. Blood flows freely down the left side of my face, making it impossible to see out of that eye. Nervously, I pull my bottom lip into my mouth and chew on it, only to release it with a grimace. I didn't realize it was speckled with blood as well. Even with the massive amount of adrenaline flooding through my system, my brain is sluggish. Instead of taking action, I just stand there, my feet glued to the ground. I was wrong. This is the end. I'm going to die without knowing the truth about what has haunted me my whole life. I throw my arms up in a feeble attempt to protect myself, but look away, unable to force myself to face the end. I'm sure at any moment my life will flash before my eyes, but rather than a montage of childhood scenes, a blinding light drops from the sky, forcing me to squeeze my lids shut. Something lands, shaking the concrete slab under my feet. It's only a moment before the brightness dims and my eyes pop open. Standing with his back to me is a guy in jeans and a black leather jacket, double fisting a pair of weapons. A sword is in his right hand, a gun in the other. I'm already dead. That's the only explanation. I can't see humans in this reality, only their strange colored auras. But I can see this guy in glaring detail. Everything from the mop of dark hair on his head down to his chunky-soled, well-worn black motorcycle boots. I rub my eyes, managing to smear blood all over my face. Smooth move, Emberly. I scan the roof with my good eye. The shadow beasts are still there. What is happening? The guy standing between me and my attackers is a good half-foot taller than me, which puts him around 6'5" at least. His raven black hair is longer on top than on the sides. My perusal of his form is shoved aside when I register the faint white glow haloing his body, an exact replica of the one encasing my own.